Hello, beautiful souls. Oh boy, the energy's been super intense. And when it gets like this, I just breathe it in and try to figure out something really cool to make out of it, rather than being obsessed, overwhelmed, like resistant. Nah. Breathe in, breathe out. Anyway, so interesting sensation in my body when I say that. Well, wow, I've just been getting so many messages about the shift between, and some people are going to call it 3D, some people call it 4D, some people call it 5D. I got other people talking to me about 9D. I got all this, but that's not what I have been led to refer to any of it as. On a way more basic level, it is the difference between living based on logic, right? And then based on intuition. So, and for a lot of us, it's been somewhat of a transitional period. On our awakening journey of beginning to awaken, beginning to embrace more of our authentic nature, and maybe putting our big toe into the pool, so to speak, of, beginning to make small choices, based on intuition, and then, maybe adding in a little logic. Well, that's going to continue much longer. I can't remember if I made a video or if I wrote about this, but the gap is widening, and so it's the people who are focused on victim consciousness. Everything is happening to me and nothing is going right and I'm stuck and there's nothing I can do about it in my life. Bad things always happen to me. And then you have other people who are kind of, like I said again, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So maybe they're like going back and forth. Maybe they're like, well, I'm a magnet for miracles and good things happen to me. Everything is in my best and highest good. And maybe they see some results from that, and maybe not all the time. And then what occurred to me the other day is that at a certain point, the victim doesn't even occur to us anymore. And maybe this has happened to you. Like, for me, I'm like, well, if I'm expecting strawberries and I'm given lemons, then I will make a lemon dessert. And I'm not gonna complain about it or cry about it. And if I happen to live in an area that tends to only have lemons and not have strawberries, maybe I'll freaking move. I don't know. weird things are happening with consciousness. I have been feeling like I've been floating. I meditated today and it felt so good. Make sure that you're taking the time to have quiet time, meditative time, contemplation, right? Just time to listen to what it is really important. Because what the news is telling you is not what is important to focus on right now. And depending on where you are in your journey, you might be internally led to focus on things that others of us aren't. One of the things that kept coming in for me this morning and overnight is just, when I was little, I always knew I was special. And not in the way that your mom tells you you're special and you believe it, because I was never really told that. I was mostly told I was too much. But I knew in my heart of hearts on the inside that I was special and I was here for something important. And I always, sounds crazy. What's new? I always knew I was going to be famous. But it's funny because I don't really, fame is not really anything I value. So I was like, well, what does one do to be famous? Because none of that stuff really jived with me. I mean, I was in singing when I was younger, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna sing. I don't know. Well, it's not that. It's not that. And here's the thing. Famous to whom and where is the thing that has been coming in. So this today, I wrote this big thing on 4/20/2026, and this message is timeless for whenever you find is perfect. But I wrote a message and I posted it on Facebook and maybe on TikTok, I'm not sure, about being an energy anchor, like being an important person here to change humanity. What they kind of showed me was like there's a bunch of us here that are trying to steer the ship away from the collision course or whatever, the fatal prophecy bullshit is going to be that they've been calling in. So there's those of us that are here literally doing grid work, sharing consciousness, anchoring in vibrations, anchoring in new ways of being, so that all of this is possible. That these new ways are possible. So that's what a lot of us are here doing. And what's so funny, because we're told in society that we need to produce something, we need to do something, we need to stay busy, whatever it is, right? I mean, there's plenty of things that we are, I'm going to say, called up to do. We have different things that we do to help, like literally doing. But for the most part, we're energetic anchors. Maybe we are catalysts, so that people that just cross our field or hear our words are changed or have the opportunity for change in some way. And that is not what they call it this morning when I was writing. You know, like the remnants of a superhero delusion. You remember morning cartoons? Because I don't know if I was told or if I just believed, I think I was told, that I had a very active imagination. You know, and whatever was happening with me, you know, there were beings outside my window. I heard giants in the night. My mom said it was from an earache, which was believable. But now, looking back now, no. I was told that I was delusional, or that, you know, I just attributed it to something else. I had an active imagination. But there were actually beings very interested in me from the time I was a very, very young child. And they still pop in. Like now. So those of you who are also doing something very similar to me, it's not your imagination. And what's funny is that whatever protections, you know, whatever perimeter, whatever, these beings can cross. Because there's no malevolence. They're just curious. And they don't have the intention to do anything. They just want to watch. They just want to see what's happening. Like, this is an amazing time to be here right now. Watching this split among humanity. It's pretty cool. So, I'm focusing on the coolness of it. Because I keep getting message after message after message that it's going to be okay. No matter how dismal and dreary the future looks right now, go within, ask your guides, ask your angels, run it through your own internal guidance system. Because a lot of us have been affected by media, by spiritual people who are totally infiltrated and are maybe unwittingly, maybe, promoting this doom and gloom agenda. Most famous people have been infiltrated in some way and are being puppeted. And I'm talking about people that don't know it. And I've been saying this for years. And I remember the first time that came in, I was like, who do I think I am? But again, just last night, my team is like, not everybody has been through the things that I have been through in order to have this discernment, in order to pick up the smallest distortion of frequency. I mean, you know, they say people can't fake frequencies. I don't believe that's true. I think people can fake it for a short time. You know, think about it. People can, you know, have a great night out, be dancing, have fun. They are uplifted, right? Their frequency can go up. But how long is it sustainable to be at that level? We all have a baseline, and that baseline can shift based on our healing, based on our consciousness. But, yeah, not really long term. Unless we do the work. So, people are like, oh, what can I do to, improve my vibration? You can do a lot of things that will help in the short term. Listen to music that makes you feel expansive, eat some fruits and vegetables, get out in the sunshine, take a walk in nature. Temporarily, these will help raise your vibration. Over the long haul, you probably need to shift your consciousness, to change how you're thinking, to shift your perspective in a way where you are embracing not your victimhood, but more unity. I don't even really like that word right now. I'm not really liking many words right now. Anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that. So if you're having these memories of being a child or being brought back to your childhood, remember when you were magical? Remember when you thought you were magical? Did somebody tell you you weren't? Or did you just stop believing? Because humans aren't magical. It's only those things on TV that have magical powers. That's what they want you to think. Anyway, I love you guys. We'll talk later. Bye.